and sisters, please, there's something that I really want to say. You know, it's amazing, is frustrating, is something that, as a human being, as a 20th century human being, we wonder what kind of things that is going on. I will show you a video of a deputy Senate president who spoke how many days ago. You know, I wonder where that man came from. But this video, I'm not making it, you know, for we to be scared. I want to tell you there's a trick for me and you. I'm going to show you this video. But before I do, I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, mostly Nigerians, the Africans, you know, we need to, you know, be wise. We need to understand that we are in one chance. We need to understand that we are in a place, in a position now that they are trying to, you know, kill our spirits. You know, mostly those ones living abroad. I want to tell you, you know, because they have seen that we living abroad. I made a video last time, you know, living abroad, we are like the lights shining on that country now. Because for a person to sit down and say the people in diaspora, the people abroad, you know, it's not important. They doesn't have a saying. You know, it makes me go crazy. I said, what is going on? Do you know what? We should not get ourselves, you know, deceived. We should not be confused, because I have a lot of Nigerians. We said we are tired of being a Nigerian. We are tired of being an African. We don't want to go back home. These are the trick. We should understand that these words that they say most of the time, this thing they do most of the time, is to discourage our life, is to make our future, you know, be sold out. The way our forefathers sold our future back down to them. You know, we should not, you know, we should not be confused. I know that most of things that we listen to, most of the words that come from the so good people we put our trust on, is not encouraging, you know, and mostly.
Mark Tese Gbila, representing Way East, Way West Federal Constituency of Benue State. Mr. Speaker, I have a petition from the Mutual Union of the TIV in America against the federal government of Nigeria. And the issue has to do with the ancestral land of the TIV people that seem to have been possessed in recent times through various attacks, and the fact that they are languishing in IDP camps till date without any intervention. With your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, I want to lay this petition before this honorable House.
Did you say thieves in America?
The petition is from the Mutual Union of TIV people in America. Yes, there's a very
if they're in America, could they really be an interested party here? Do they really know what is exactly going on?
Okay, yes, they do, because they have their family members and their people here with them, and they are, as a pressure group, bringing this petition, because they believe that they are also stakeholders.
Mr. Gbila, I don't want to make a blanket statement regarding those who are in diaspora. If this petition is coming from those who are within the country, I believe it has a very good standing.
No,
but these people living in America and then coming to lodge now.
No. There are Nigerians who are not all resident there. Some of them are just studying. Some of them just went there to do courses.
No, if you say they are Nigerians, they are Nigerians. But I don't know if you have
Nigerian citizens.
If they have dual citizenship.
They don't have dual citizenship. They are all Nigerian citizens. That's why I said it's a union of an association, just like we have association of lawyers in other states who are from another.
Register with the Corporate Affairs of Nigeria.
Sorry?
Register with the Corporate Affairs of Nigeria.
Which one? The association I'm talking about?
Yes, all associations are registered with Corporate Affairs in Nigeria.
We can also begin to look at the fact that our Constitution, Section 40, does not stop any of us from freedom of association. Section 40 of the
I am not saying that.
Constitution.
I'm not stopping that, but I'm saying if they are Nigerians and living in Nigeria are bringing issues, I agree. But somebody in America who is far away in this country,
Mr. Speaker, sir, this is not the first time we have presented petitions, even from those who are not resident.
That is
in
why
Nigeria. We even
the
have
Speaker
a
has to
diaspora.
allow the petition to be laid until he's convinced. I'm not convinced that somebody from America should come here and then be laying issues in Nigeria. I'm not convinced.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, would you allow for the relevant committee to also look at it?
First, when you read the clause says with the permission of the Speaker, it means that the Speaker is convinced of the issues raised and the local standing of the person talking.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, you know we have a diaspora department, even as a country, that handles issues with Nigerians in the diaspora. And we do not tell them that they are not resident in Nigeria. Abike Dabri, a very right honorable member of this House, superintends over that, and we handle the issues of Nigerians as long as they are Nigerian citizens, even in diaspora. So these are still Nigerian citizens with Nigerian passports who are sending a petition.
Maybe Magbila, I will refer you to the functions of the Committee on Diaspora. If you go through that one, it has nothing relevant to what you are now presenting.
No, I'm not even talking about the committee. I'm saying
no, you are referring me to so that I will understand. Yes, we agree. That even in the House here we have diaspora committee.
Your concern seems
that
to be
is for excuse me. That is for them if they have issues for us to solve it for them. But out there, at their own comfort, I think they are not. They don't have this. The position.
So why do we bother about Nigerians in the diaspora then? Because why do we bother? Because we have a diaspora commission.
Please, I will not allow that petition to take
Honorable Magbila, be guided.
Please.
Honorable Magbila, be guided.
I'm not convinced that we need to take that petition.
Whip.
Honorable Magbila, be guided.
About what, Whip, sir?
Thank you. Take your seat, please. Professor.
When they said they went to school, the Senate president was talking that we discovered that he said he went for Kennedy, I don't know, Harvard University of where a person who went to school can say that publicly to people. You understand? You know why they are doing that? To discourage our life, to make us not to have that hope, that help again. Because why? If you take away your mind from Africa, mostly from the country Nigeria, I want to tell you that they are getting what they really want. Look at most of their statements. It's for them to discourage me and discourage you. If they are discouraging you, you are not going to go back there. Because for a person to say that the people living abroad, the diaspora have no right to talk into the issue, you know what it is. And a country that is developed, a country that have brain, a country who has this knowledge, you know what they embrace? They embrace people outside the country. Because it's a kind of, big shot to them. Because these people going outside the country, they learn a lot. What you cannot be taught in the school. Do you know traveling is a big education that nobody can teach you in the school? It's practical. You mingle with people. The people that is not your race. You spoke with them. You interacted with them. You're going to learn some kind of things that makes you a human being. That makes like our forefathers before. They kill people. They kill souls to live life. But we today, we are growing. The 20th centuries are not like this. Then you are telling me that people living abroad are not important. That is what you are saying. People living abroad are not important. They don't have a saying. Why there are countries that, the Latin countries and other countries, they vote wherever they are. They vote from their own, another country they live. Because why? The government understands what is the meaning of the people in the diaspora. They understand that these people are kind of hedge to them. There are countries who pay people to go to other countries to spy, to know how they are living, how they are doing, how they can enter into them, to have a relationship or manipulate their life. There are people studying those things. People are paying them for those things. But you imagine a person who sat down, who's telling us that he went to school, and the guy that was there that represented the people in diaspora was explaining to him. Look at that video. Look at it properly. He was explaining to him, no, these people have the Nigerian passport. He was saying Dua. I don't understand, even if they have Dua. What is it? You don't understand the meaning of Dua. And you say you went to school. You went to school in the same abroad, and you came home. If when you went to school and you, as we were going there, and another person that was in the position tells you then that you don't have anything to come and do in Nigeria, then how will you be there? You understand? They are trying to kill our spirits. They are trying to break our hearts. They are trying to make sure that we don't think back home again. So that because they've locked those people home, they've locked them. They know that we are the only people that throws lights, to make sure that they see. Because most in Nigeria, most of them, if you ask 80% of Nigeria now, they never had this thing. Because how will they hear it? They will not hear it because they don't have lights. They don't have informations. We that are outside, we have these informations. We are the one that open their eyes. But now they want to break us. That was why the other day they brought, how can a country sit down and give you, some kind of compulsory thing to do that? You must take your money in dollar to change it, taking risk on your family, risk on your part, risk on your business. It doesn't make sense. And now the federal government came up and said they are going to be paying us 5 naira each money. I don't understand. Do you think that one makes sense? Let's look at it. Does it make sense that a Nigeria government we know, you understand, that is even telling us that we are not important? You understand? Telling us that they will be paying us money. Don't you know that we are in one chance? They are trying to, put us in a cage that all of us we get tired, so that they will be able to manipulate us. Let us open our eyes. Let us look for, any way, to speak. People might say no. A lot of people say, I don't want to hear anything about Nigeria. You are in Nigeria. There's no way. They want to kill that spirit. They want to make sure that your children are not going. That is why you see the rich are getting more every day richer. The people in position, their children, after they leave, their children will enter. You imagine, okay, a person, a deputy, senate saying this kind of a thing. You went to school, and if you ask now, his children went abroad to school, and when they come back, my brother, you don't see their result. I don't know their result. They will make a big party for them. We will say, oh my God, this one, you understand? So you will put them in position. If you ask most of them to defend their result, they will not be able to defend their results. We live abroad. We know. We used to. We do. They are most of their exam. We have people, we have proofs that can come and say, yes, I wrote an exam for you. But that is not what people are talking about. But that they are trying to blind our eyes, we have to understand. Well, we should not let them put our spirits of, these people, they are tired. And when the head is off, I want to tell you, there's no way the body can ever move. What they are looking for is to cut our neck off. That is why they are trying to break our wings. Anyway, please, I don't want us to put that word. I'm not a Nigerian. I don't want to be a part of it, because these are the things that we hear. I discovered that it happens to me before. But now I'm trying to wake up. I'm trying to understand, why are people fighting? People like Unadin, people like, people they arrested. Why are they fighting? Because these people, they've traveled. These people went out. They've seen that what they are experiencing from other country, you understand, supposed to be in their country. They want to fight for it. They want to make sure there's a change. And you were telling us in that video, listening to that video very well, you were telling us that they are living on their comfort zone. I don't understand. Have you ever seen a person that is happy leaving his home, leaving his entire family? Maybe you will not even see your family again generation. There are a lot of us like that. That have been living in Europe, that will even live more than 40, 50 years without going back again, without seeing any of our family, our siblings. There are people like that. If your home is good, will you leave? Have you seen American person wanting to go and stay in Africa, stay in Nigeria? No. You understand? So except you have something tangible. But most of us, we did not just leave because home were comfortable. As I say, we left because why? They were pain in the hearts. They were pain in our mind. Things were not going the way it's supposed to be. But you are telling us now that we left home because of what? Is it because of we are comfortable? There is no place like home. And this is the reason why you see they speak anyhow. They are children so that they will break our wings. Before you know, they will put, when he leaves now, his son or his daughter, look at them, they are all in position. The poor people cannot meet them. Do you know why? These are strategies. These are brain they are using. I want to tell you that if we keep quiet, we're not going to fight. We are not fighting. But let us speak. Let us not use that word, I'm not in Nigeria anymore. I don't want to be an African. Yes, because when people are tired of a particular place, they want separation. Look at what he was saying. He said in that video, he said, except Nigeria is divided, except the country of the time Nigeria is divided, now they will now recognize people outside. Look at that word. Look at it. Can you pick something from it? But your children goes outside abroad and study. Even we don't even know the result they have. But you hold a big party for them and celebrate. Before you know, put him or her on a position. White secretary is the one writing those things. If you ask them to defend their result, they can't defend it. But they are fooling us. And we are selling our birthrights by saying we will not talk. We take concern us. Yes, we want to. Yes, when things are you are fed up of things, I want to tell you, these are the tricks. Don't forget that this pain that we are passing through today, we have to sit down. Let us check where our hero is. Our forefathers, I used to say it, have sold our birthrights. Yes, that is why the generation now is suffering for it. We should not hide it. We should not hide it. Because most of our forefathers who went there, who were in that position, who knew that this thing will come in time to come, they were not concerned of the future of the people that will come. People like us today as alive. They went to that place. They were eating with their family. They gathered their own words and became famous. They were not saying anything. Why these people were manipulated? Look at the position today. They are everywhere in the country. These are intelligence. At times that feel that we are so intelligent, we be mugu. You understand? So at times we want to see people breaking grammar. Hey, when people are breaking the grammar, that is when we know that it's intelligent. Listen to me. They don't break grammar, but they use their brain. They are not breaking grammar, but they are using their brain for us. You people should look at it. They are everywhere. Because why? The same way now we are selling our birthrights and saying, you don't concern me if you like the drum, because I paused on this video again. I look at it. I said, what is going on? Does that mean that is the way our children are going to grow? Because most of our children now, they will not even want to go home. Whenever they hear these things, most of our children, if you tell them anything about Nigeria, they don't want to hear it. Why? Because why? They say that they pursue till they go. You say a head break, and that head they want to make it break. They don't want your children to come and be on position with them. They don't want your children to come and share that position with them. If you look at it, look our children, look at most of our children who went to school in America and in London, in the places. If you tell them to come and defend their results with those ones who said they came, they sent their children here and they went back and did their position, you cannot compare them. Look at people making waves all over abroad, all over America. Yes, you understand? We have great people. Because why? They've gotten experience of life. They've seen it. They want to take it back home. They drive us away. Yes. And we are saying, concern us, let us try and, share ourselves, ginger ourselves up. Speak. Any way you can speak. Any way you can do it. Some say, I'm a pastor, concern me. So listen to me. The Bible says as well. Let us put in Bible now. Let us more scatter. The Bible said when John the Baptist saw that, yes, Herod were doing evil. Herod was doing evil. say make his disciples go meet him. He was not afraid. He comforted him and told him to his face, yes, you killed your brother and took his wife. This is a man of God. That from the day of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence. At times, most of people say, we talk. I was hearing the Reverend Father talking. People not going hard there. You as a Reverend Father, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's not to fight. But your platform was speaking. But don't tell people to go and be fighting. Why do you have a platform where you can't speak? You are afraid. But you are gingering other people. Where is the John the Baptist of today? Where is it? Where are they? Where are the John the Baptist who were not afraid to die? But he spoke the truth. Even when they were killing him, the Bible said Herod felt bitter because he never bargained for it. But he was not afraid to die. But today we want to go to heaven, but we don't want to die. Yes. African, we have sold our life out. We have sold our birthright out. It is obvious that we are in one chance. We don't take one chance, and one chance we did so. You know so. Listen to that video. He said, except until Nigeria break. That means these things have been on a plan. You understand? It has been on a plan. If we say we are one Nigerian, if we say we are one country, let us understand what is going on. You know, so people living abroad, you were saying, and you sat down, and all the people that was there, nobody spoke. They were like, who? They kept their mouth. Look at those people. If you tell them now, how did they got there? Because why? They call you, make you come eat. Let me not talk. You know, if I go back to Lagos now, if I go back to Igbo land now, if I go back to Benin, go back to my state, so that they don't parley for me. Babao. This is why they are there. They just stay there. They don't want to talk. They are afraid because why? If they talk, they will lose their position. Another person will enter. For that reason, let me and my generation eat. If you like, make the country. But the white man doesn't talk. They doesn't behave like this. Look at them. Today we run to their country. You know what they think? They think of the future of their children. They know they will die tomorrow. They will die today. Tomorrow might be their home. But all they think, all they scattered in their dictionary is how, when I live, let me leave a legacy. What legacy are we living as Africans? What legacy are we living? When we die, what are we going to tell God that we came to do? What are we going to tell God? Just to talk? Just to say, you know, concern me. Just to say, waiting. No. I always say, I don't need violence, but I need, at least, we should not put that word, you know, concern me. Many people are fed up. Many people have not been to Nigeria. They don't been to Africa because of what is going on. If you leave it, me, I leave it, the other one leave it. That shows that the head, whether they want to make it cut, it's cut already. We are not yet to break grammar. You know, so at least we're living abroad. We have gotten experience. We've lived with people. We understood some kind of, you know, or some kind of tradition. How the feeling of how people supposed to live. People there in Nigeria, they are dying. They don't have access to news. They don't, even most of them, they don't even want to listen to video like this. No. What you concern me, they know that video will say, can't their head go to hot. Tomorrow, you'll say, there's poverty in me. Most of these things are our errors. You still look at a time, when the time will come for election now, we are selling our birthrights. Most of Nigerians have sold their birthright. These people are very intelligent, as I said. They are very intelligent. When they want to come into power, they don't care the sacrifice they make. They don't care where they borrow that money from. They know that, they said, you know, the kingdom of darkness know the Bible. They know. They know where to hook you and me, hold us for pocket, say yes. You don't mind, we go and borrow that money. It will give you 1,000, 2,000 during time of election. Give you 5,000, 10,000. Someday you say, I be the chairman. I be the chairman of this thing. Or God, like 20,000 rich man, it will give you. You go eat. You go eat. But you think that you were doing it right. You think nothing will happen. I beg. What you call concern me? If I don't eat, other people will eat now. These are the things we always say as Africans. These are the things that come to our mind. No, cause I mean, if I don't eat now, other person will eat now. If a man comes to vote to make an election in Nigeria and I say he will not pay a dime, I will tell you that man will not win. Will not win. For 1 minute, he will not win. That one that is spreading money, people will run to that place. They will dance to that place. They will run there. Because why? They need that tertiary, that small money, but forgetting, not knowing that we are selling our birthrights. Not knowing it, that we are selling our birthright. Esau sold his birthright just because of food, pottage. Did God kill Jacob because of it? No. God will not kill them. At times we go say, God, kill her, scatter her and do this one. No. Where God wants scatter her. When he took money, he borrowed money, he know that at the end he's going to get 1 billion. That is sensible. Then he gave you small for inside you eat. And now you pray, say, may God kill him. Where will God start from? We should not be pretending, we should be wise. We should open our eyes. Listen, we should know the truth that will set us free. We as Africans, we should not retrieve ourselves. That, I beg, that country don't tire me. Yes, they want you and I to be tired. So that the future of your children, there are a lot of our children who have this great future, they want to better that country. There will a time will come, it might not be your generation now, it might be in generation to come. When Obama became a president, was the father still alive? If father was not alive, then he became a president. If the father has laid a bad legacy down, you know how many times they went to look for his background to scatter him. Most of us today, when we take passport, we carry Nigerian passport, bam, throw them. So what do you want to do again? It's good. We satisfy ourselves. But it might affect our future tomorrow. It might affect our children tomorrow. It might affect our families tomorrow. These are the things that we have to understand. We should change that mindset. Understand? We should try and our possible best, to reach out to our people, to explain to them that we are being in bondage. We should lose ourselves. Understand? So we should enlighten them in one way or another. And I believe that, there is nothing like, eye opening. That is why I'm making this very station. Say the open truth, open talk. We talk and we say the truth. I want to say thank you, my brothers, as we hold ourselves together and make our country great. That is the best thing, because if we die out of all this suffering, are we left with annoyance, with pain and everything? Even people that went to say they went to study, people that went for their masters, they've seen things. They are not happy. There's no place like home. Have you seen on December the Americans, the Europeans, they coming together with their family, eating their food together? But how long have you hate with your family? You that is abroad, and they are not telling you that you are not important. You say no concern you. You understand? And we all are happy with it. No. This is a trick. This is why I'm making this video. A trick for we to understand that our heads want to be cut off. And we will not allow that. If you and I put ourselves together and share some information, share this video, God, I know that God will help us, because why? The ability for we to know where we have gone wrong and sit down and rectify it, it will help us. Because our children, most of them, tomorrow they want to go back home. Most of them, they have the position in that place. But because they want to make sure that they don't even think of that country, they will block our brain as parents. And we will think that we are doing it right. And when we grow old, most of us say, carry me home. Most of us say, carry my dead body home. And we rejected it. You understand? Even if you don't have anything in Nigeria, that where you were born, God has a purpose of bringing you to a country, and you were not meant, you were not created to be a liability. You were created to boost the life of people. That is where the spirit is. That is where we can overcome. Join those ones. that said they need justice, not injustice. This is good, and I believe that this will take us somewhere. And at the end of it all, we might not smile now. Our children, born or unborn, will smile and say, this is our race. Most of our Americans, they want to go back home. But when they look at the way Africa is, they don't want to. If Africa were best, if you were a nation, most of them they will run back home, the black Americans. But today they don't want to. Because why? We are still selling our birthright. We should stop it. And I believe that as we share this one, other ones, we pick up and know that we cannot be in a cage. We are supposed to speak because we're given a mandate to speak. God bless you.